If you found out your favorite famous celebrity was selling sexual favors, would you experience your fantasy? And is it really a big deal? Let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. If you found out your favorite famous celebrity was selling sexual favors, would you experience the fantasy? And is it a big deal? Let me know what you think about that in the chat. I'm seeing yes, I would in the chat. I just brought my son 150 football cleats, and he's lucky though I never had one of those. That's a fact. That's a fact. You going back to what I said about fly bums? Yes, that's a fact. That's a fact. No, absolutely not. So I'm seeing some yeses and I'm seeing some nos. It's a huge deal, or respect would be lost. Okay, okay, okay. So for some people it's a big deal. Some people it's not. I'm seeing in the chat. I'm getting mixed answers in the chat. If it's, I can't say her name. If it's, I'm on that all day. Shout out to Jimmy in the chat. That's funny though, Jimmy. That's funny. He like, yo, if she on that, like, yo, I'm on it. No big deal. I think mostly, I don't want to say mostly, but I think obviously some of the fellas as want to say, nah, it ain't no big deal, and some of the women may say it is a big deal. Some women, I think, honestly, not some. I don't believe some, but I believe a lot of women would be down for it. The reason why I say that, because we have too many examples. The biggest example that we see is Chris Brown. If they're paying $1,000 for some pictures, can you imagine if Chris Brown is like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I normally don't do this, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, for another 2 stacks, I take you in the back and show you what, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they're going. Like, I really believe that. I really believe that they're going to go. Not every single woman, but a lot of them is gonna go. They gonna be like, yeah, I want to see what what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Shatia again. Nope, they don't respect their temple, which is their body. That's a fact. The temple is your body. That's a fact. I like that. I like both of the points that both of the ladies have made in the chat regarding that. I do. That's a fact. The body is a temple, but for guys, we really look at it differently, because we see it separately. It's not one and the same for us, even though the body is a temple. That's a great terminology. Wow. Damn, my 6th grade teacher used to say that to me. Your body is a temple. You know, you got to protect the dome. I don't know why that still stick with me. A lot of my homegirls do that. It's different lifestyle. People may not approve of it, but don't judge. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think people are necessarily judging for real. That's just how they deal with it, right? So, is it a big deal? To the moral aspect, it is. It is, to the moral aspect. But when you talk about celebrity, they don't deal... Their foundation is not moral. That's not a moral perspective. Being a celebrity, any type of anything is not based in morality. Artists, actors, any type of form of entertainer, they have to speak on their morality to let the world know that they deal on morality, right? But also morality is not always cut and dry. It's not always one way to cut morality. And the reason why I say that, especially with acting, I think I shared with y'all some movies just recently that I found out about that they did in the late 70s. One was like in the early 2000s. And these movies showed the real version of rated R movies. Now, the real rated R that we've been seeing is not really rated R. We've been seeing the lighter side of rated R in rated R movies. And the reason why that matters is because in these particular movies, the adult acts that was going on in the movies, they was actually showing it. So they were showing women with men like going at it like how we were seeing a rated R movie, but they were showing penetration, they were showing all of this stuff in the rated R movie. So most people would say, well, that's just acting, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? They thespians, right? But it's morality based. But there's some actors that won't, and some actors that won't, that would do it. So it's not always cut and dry when it comes to morality and principle, right? So that's why I say morality, it is a big deal, but in the real world, it's really not, because if you're dealing with famous individuals, their foundation is not always based in morality. So that's why, even though your body is a temple, is not for that for most entertainers, most rappers or singers. It's not like that for most. We just seen with the Diddy trial. We have too many examples of it. So for me, it's not a big deal, because what are they doing when they working on movies and working on music, when you find out in the backstory that they had to get down to get on? So if they have to get down to get on, then their situation is not based in morality. So at the end of the day, it's like, how can I be based in morality and them not being based in morality? So that, that's something to speak on it by itself. I absolutely judge it. Shout out to Balu. Kev in the building. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Has a bunch of all right, so my narcissism. Okay, shout out to Kev. I have to address this before I make my point. This is how you know you don't know what the hell you're talking about, and I'm taking this kind of personal, is because I have my brother to my left. That's my brother, who's no longer here, who loved me. I have my mom and my father. There's a picture of the podcast, like how most podcasts have their pictures, sir. But I'm surrounded by people that love me, that was here. And the reason why I keep their love around me is for people that say idiotic stuff like you. So back to my point. Hey everyone, it's a strange city. No money because, okay. Malu, we'll be able to treat any person like that shows enough about what value they have or none. But see, here's the thing about that, Malu, right? It's on the buyer and not on the buyer. And what I mean by that is this, right? The buyer didn't ask that celebrity person to make that choice. The buyer didn't put them in a situation where they had to do that, or where they even want to do that, right? Because we're not talking about somebody that's doing this, that's being enslaved to do this. They're doing it as a resolution for them and their personal whatever that they got going on. So if you found out that the famous person that you love the most was selling sexual favors, I can get the fact that be like, yo, I'm losing all respect. You selling sexual favors that I can't even look at your movies the same. I could definitely understand that. But for the men's side of the game, I could also understand if, and again, I'm just saying her name as an example. But if Beyonce was out here talking about, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to pay the rent. Can y'all help a sister out? I'm just saying. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. All right? I don't know. All right? It's Beyonce. I don't know. I'm just saying. That's just an example. I don't know. Okay? I don't know. Shout out to Patrick Torres of the building. Appreciate you tapping in, my brother. Hit them likes. Hit the 100. Hey, Ash. Your Chiefs won. Come on, you know what I'm saying? I knew we was going to win tonight after we lost last week. Like, the way we lost last week was crazy. It's crazy. I don't care if we would play Philly or I don't care who we would have played. We was winning tonight. We was winning. Shout out to my Chiefs, man. My little Ashley, but whatever. When we look at the industry, there's nothing that is healthy about it. That is a fact. Well, it's two things about that. I just don't support that and would never. That's me. And again, me personally, I'm not judging how you feel. I'm not judging how you feel, right? But the reason why I said there's two parts of that, the industry in itself is where the deviance lies, right? But the act is not deviant. Having the skill to be an artist, to be a rapper, a singer, having the skill to be an athlete, having a skill to be any of these things, that's not deviant, right? But it's laced in deviance because people with the money control it, and they've been controlling it. So, for example, your favorite actor or favorite artist, they've been doing stuff like that in the background scene. If you know, I would say some, not all obviously, but some have done it, and these are big name artists, these are big name actors, these are big name, celebrities. So I get the point that you're making, but I'm just saying, like, there's duality in the industry in itself too. That's why I say when artists is not on that, those artists, we let it be known. We like, yo, we not on this and we not on that. But if Beyonce fall on hard times and y'all can't find me, I'm just saying, like, in some, I wouldn't want nothing to happen to Jay-Z. That's all due respect. You know what I'm saying? It's Beyonce. You know what I'm just saying. Like, it's something in my eye. You know what I mean? But it's Beyonce. My Giants whip those Eagles Thursday. Shout out to Vic in the building. Appreciate you in the building as always. Y'all starting mess, man. Y'all starting mess. People need to be mindful of who they lay with. That's a fact. That is a fact. I do agree with that. People will have spirits attached to them and wonder why their life is not going right. Could have laid with all the devil. That is a fact. That's a great point. What happened? First of all, you're talking about my cousin. Second of all, I'm an upgrade, so cut it out, man. I hate when people like really be trying to like get at you and they don't even try to crack jokes for real. You ain't even got your picture up. I love to crack the jokes, but damn. Woo, it'd be the same. And you could tell how old somebody is. Anytime somebody say Marcus Houston, it lets me know how old you are. So you like 50 years old talking about, you look like Marcus Houston. I look like my cousin. Jimmy, Malu, I respect that too. I don't think women should judge each other on lifestyle choices. That's because they may look in some way foolish. Like too, Mark Houston, my bad, bro. I'm at 22. I feel you true. I feel you true. One thing I will say about you being a Grizzlies fan, because it said true Grizzly fan, when that boy John Morant show up, the city comes out. That's all. That's something I could say positive about you, brother. Malu Jimmy, I don't judge just because. Okay, Vic, ribs on people. Beyonce got it. Shit. You think so? You think so, Vic? Is that really? Is that really your cousin? I think so. I've heard that ever since I was a kid. That's what I'm saying. Marcus Houston is older than me. Like, he got me at least by like 5-6 years. At least by 5 or 6 years. And I've heard that forever. So I got like a great grandfather that was moving and grooving. So, and if we look alike, then we gotta be family. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy, it's a business. Woman, honest would be okay. So again, I'm seeing a lot of mixed views in this. But I will be honest. Most of us as men, I'll say half. A good half is going. And it depends on who it is. It depends on who it is. I honestly believe, and again, I'm just saying this name as an example. I'm not saying it as disrespect. I'm saying it because how legendary they are. If Kelly Rowland got on the internet and was like, yo, I'm going through hard times and she just needs a little care package, and she will be fulfilling favors for what I'm saying. A lot of dudes ain't saying no to that chocolate. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? But what you guys are saying in the chat is also correct as well. Y'all not saying anything that missed. I'm just saying the reality of it as well too. The reality is as well. And the men too, George Floyd, that basketball player. On Germany. What's up? Oh, we got Germany in the building. Shout out to Germany. Appreciate you tapping in. All of them ones don't choose. Understand the pain. I know them too. I approve of tracking. Ashley, that's on them 100%. That is true. That is true. Like, one of the ladies did say that that you could, like, laying with so many people, you can adopt so many energies, right? But it's different for men and women, right? And the reason why I say that is because most women, it's easy for women to say, well, I'm good on that. Because ever since you was 12, every man that you've ever met, not every man, but most of the guys that you've met, ever since you was 12 years old, was trying to put something in you. So you've been dealing with that. Most men don't even know how to talk to women. Most men, like, I'm being truly for real when I say this. Most men don't know how to talk to women, especially in this new day and age where we have social media, where people holler off social media platforms, don't know how to holler at women in real time, real life. So it's not the same for men in the sense where it's like they don't get them same opportunities to say no. But do it still negate the fact that you could still be laying with a demon and the devil? Absolutely not. You could still lay with that. You could still lay with that. And the amount of partners that she had, as a guy, you taking on some of that energy too. That is a fact. That's a fact. But as men, we already know that. We already subscribe to that. Because most of us, I'm gonna speak for myself. From mid to my mid-teens to my mid-20s, I always viewed my male prowess and achieving my manhood by how many women that I can get with, how many women I could bag, how many women I could. So after a while, it really became like a thrill-seeking type of thing, right? Until I realized my responsibilities that I took care of and that I take care of, that's what makes me a man. Not how many women that I could get to, and that was a reversing mindset. And that took time. That wasn't like a easy thing to get to, because in my upbringing, majority of the images that I saw, that's how men achieve their manhood. I seen it in the movies, I seen it in the music videos, I seen it in my real life with, other people in my family. And that's how I always equivalated it until I became, I would say, 26. And I was like, I do a whole lot of shit that this is what makes me a man, not how many women that I could lay with. So there's there's dualities to everything, but you're spot on. You're spot on. But there's dualities to everything. B2, B did too. Body count lost. That's women that don't know to interact, be with decent, respect men. Can learn a little something. Barbershop. Shout out to Sobe, Vic, my dog Vic player. Now, and again, I don't say that to brag, right? I really don't. When I speak of those teenage and them early 20 years, I don't say that to brag. I really don't. I'm actually kind of like, damn, I really did that, because there was women that I dealt with. If I seen them, I wouldn't know that's them. I wouldn't even remember their name. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that like, yo, I was really wilding. And my ideology was like, yo, I just achieved my manhood again. no, bro, that's not what you did. You know what I'm saying? So that was a shift in my mindset. So I don't want this to come off like I'm bragging, because I'm not. I'm not bragging when I say that. Jimmy, no one with a woman felt the way men disrespect the being. Like, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, men, we view sex differently than women. Men could sleep with a woman and don't give two F's about her. We won't put her out if she's on fire. Like, why are you touching me? Why are you talking in my direction? I don't know. Men, we can get like that with a woman that we just slept with. We can absolutely do that. We can absolutely do that and have no qualms about it. We don't got no feelings with you. Right? And that's a whole nother subject on why that is, right? So we view it differently. And it took me a long time to view that mindset that I ended up with. And mind you, that mindset didn't come from anything in my circle. Because everything in my circle was like, smash them hugs, But again, and I'm not blaming anybody. I'm taking ownership for me. So, it took a while to get there. Ashley, yup. And men is responsible for using a person like a body. That, again, it took me, like, that's why I'm keeping it me. I'm not saying all men. I'm keeping it me. I'm saying that, hold on, y'all. Disrespect will not be tolerated. Like, what are you talking about, man? But I'm speaking for me. As men, it's like, and see, and here's the thing, right? Every man use their strengths to even get women. For some guys, it's the face card. For other guys, there's the personality. For other guys, there's the money. For other guys, there's the dirty Mac. And I can't stand to do that dirty Mac to get a girl. Like, yo, you mess up with him, he don't treat you right. I'll treat you like a queen if you was mine, for real. Like, I can't stand a dirty Mac. So you have guys that do it in different type of ways as long as they eat. So as men, they get where they fit in. And if women don't show them the face card love, a man knows when he doesn't get face card love. A man knows that in order for him to get love, he has to give a little. Hey, you would you like a drink? Hey, I'm about to get something to eat. Would you like a plate? Acts of service. There's other men, again, flex with the money. Yo, I got paper. Like, if you don't go, somebody else will. So that's why we view it differently. Shout out to Vic. I fight off Nina. Women use men too. They just don't always know it. That Jimmy, you spot on, bro. That's a fact. That's a fact. But Malu is still spot on in some of the things that she's saying. A lot of the things that she's saying. That's a fact. And I'm not, and I don't placate over here. That's not what I do. She's making a lot of good points. But man's nature and woman's nature is different. And that also has to be accounted for. Ash do too, especially if you have men. She is. Yeah, I mean, because, again, like, I don't want to regurgitate or anything like that. But at the end of the day, for most men, I'm speaking about the reality of the situation. Like, if most men seen their favorite celebrity favors for bedroom, they're going. They're going. I just broke down that some men already do it just to do it. Because that's not even just to do it, but that's their way of, like, yo, this is how I stand out. Hey, how you doing? I don't want to bother you, but I got a little hotel room. I want to show you a good time. I got some bottles. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to, like, go have a good time. I got a little something we could smoke on. And women would go. I know women that come and bless you right off just because you got some smokes for them. You know what I'm saying? I know women like that. I don't smoke, but I know women like that. I know women that would go. So that's how that be sometimes. I don't drink alcohol. Yeah, I don't drink either anymore. But shout out to y'all. I love the honesty in the chat. I really do. Cause again, everybody spoke what they spoke on, and y'all said what y'all said, and y'all meant how y'all meant. So, and there was no backpedaling, which I love, and y'all stood on what y'all felt. But there was also some ideas that was thrown to the table that people just have to be, have to stand for. Patrick Torres, Salma Hayek would be that celebrity for me. I wasn't supposed to say her name. Okay, YouTube, don't come and get me, please. Lady offered me her one on a. Yo, Vic, you stupid. You stupid. You stupid, Vic. You stupid. Khalid, favorite artist. My favorite artist. Um, my favorite artist or favorite woman artist? Are you saying artist overall or favorite woman? So my favorite artist overall is R. Kelly, hands down. Musically, nobody's effing with R. Kelly. Musically, he can. R. Kelly can make a song about boogers tasting so good, and and it will go crazy. R. Kelly can make a song about toe jam, and the song will go crazy. Cause the way he would identify toe jam with lovemaking.